Uh, hey everyone, welcome to the Week 13 preview. I'm Brian, the host of this little show. That's me. Let's get started on going over materials for Week 13. So I'm going to drive myself over to the assignments lesson plan button and click that, and then over to the lesson plans button, and then I'll find my way down to the Week 13 materials. So you might be looking at this and saying to yourself, holy crap, it seems like there's a lot to do this week, Brian. And you would be right. It seems like there is a lot, but since it's a bunch of stuff we've already done before, I think that at least the flow and the repetition will at least give us some sense of familiarity there. So this part up top is just a copy and paste from our revised schedule, and it says we're reading the pieces called Fences by August Wilson, which, by the way, is the best thing I've read all term long. I really love this play for a whole bunch of different reasons. I hope you do too. It's much more dramatic and interesting, and there's so much conflict happening between a bunch of different people. It's really, really great. And then we have literary terms due, and then a journal 10 and a discussion board. So yes, it is a lot. And I think you're going to need to finish that reading earlier in the week if possible, so you can spend some time doing the writing in the later portion of the week, especially the journal and the discussion board. Let me go down to the part, the summary, what to do. You can see all those bits here, which are listed by bullet. So yeah, reading, literary terms, journal, discussion board. Yeah, I just said that. So I'll let you guys get into that a little bit more in a little bit more detail. Don't forget to update your labor file as we move through this process as well, because we're still going to turn that in one more time before the end of the term. So what you find right here then is a little bit more about the play Fences and a little bit more about August Wilson with a connect to the idea of new historicism, excuse me. There's also a couple of videos I've linked here. You guys might find others that you might want to look at. This one in particular is from a professor who's a Wilson specialist, and she's giving a lecture to a local high school. She said things way better than I could have ever said. I actually listened to it while I was fixing my car the other day. It goes on for about 50 or so minutes. I listened to like the first 25 or 30 minutes and really got some great historical details about Wilson and the context of this particular play in a larger overview of his work. There's another one here, which is a character analysis of Fences, which kind of gets in specifically to each character, Troy and his wife and his two kids and some other people as well. I will say this, if you decide to look at the play, versions of it on YouTube they run for about 2.5 hours, so there's a bunch going on there. And I really think some folks, honestly, after reading some discussion boards the last little while, some folks are like not really reading the plays, and I get that. But you need to dig into this one if you haven't been doing that, and spend some time doing the reading and demonstrating a little bit more in the discussion boards. Please? I think that's important. These videos are just supplementary, and they're meant to just sort of get you started. So read the lecture, have a look at the videos as background, and then get into the play. So you can see all those things here. One thing I did love about the play, I'm going to go back up here, there's some stuff about Troy the character, and he was if you're a baseball person and you have any idea about the lingo of baseball, you're going to really like this play, because there's a whole bunch of that in the background, in terms of how Troy thinks about the world, how racism has functioned in his life, and about how the metaphor of baseball is working for him in the current day. Scrolling. As you guys can see at the very bottom here now, we have the turn-in links for the written assignments that are due, the week 13 discussion board, the week 10 journal, as you can see as well, and then the literary terms number 3. As you can see, there are 2 of those, one which goes into Blackboard and the other which is the glossary. That's our sort of shared collective work. Now keep in mind, when you do literary terms number 3, we've only looked at like 2 chapters on drama, so your choices are going to be kind of narrow, but that's okay. Go back into those chapters and find the terms that seem the most useful to you in terms of what you've been seeing within the plays as well. And then write up literary terms in a way that makes the most sense to you. So again, a lot to do this week, but I have every confidence that you guys will just, kick some butt like like you normally do. I appreciate the work that you're doing. Send me an email or send me an email or hit me by Google Voice if that's your thing. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.